how they started off that first quarter, how Vooch looked, how Zach looked, how DeMar looked. More importantly, how the ball was just flying around, cutting was going down. Open looks were opening down or were coming about due to the extra pass, The Bulls were doing some shit in that first quarter where I was like, okay, great. This is where I'll agree with Stacey, because you could tell when Stacey's like getting hyped, and you can tell when Stacey's actually put his basketball mind down. Yeah, right. But Stacey was like, see, this, like in the first quarter, he made one statement that really rung to me. He was like, this is what's supposed to happen. And he goes, and they have the personnel to do this. And it rang true to me.
Once again, we saw Vooch eating a lot in the first, and then we saw them go away from it. Like, why is that not something we go to more in the fourth?
I don't know.
Why can't we have Vooch facilitate out of the post more?
I think he should. I really think he should. I think it works.
Without a point guard, like now, I mean, if we're down Dragic, Caruso, as much as I've liked things that I've seen from Kobe, like I loved what he did to Trey, that little rope-a-dope he pulled in the corner on him to get that, I think it might even end up being an and one. But either way, like there's little things from Kobe that I like to see, and then the second that I get that, oh, Kobe, I can't even get the tweet off before I'm like, you son of a bitch. Because he goes and blows it. And it's hard thinking that going forward, if Caruso's out, if Dragic has a lingering issue that's going to keep him out for a few games, we're going to get a heavy dose of Kobe.
We might get a heavy dose of Dalen Terry, too.
But see, but that's a heavy dose that I'd be willing to get, because that foul call on Bogey was bullshit.
I agree.
Bullshit. His energy off the bench in his probably first legitimate minutes. I know we're dipping right from Kobe to Dalen because fuck Kobe. He's old news. We got to talk about Dalen. That was obviously circumstantial with all the injuries, but why are we not seeing more of that? When you have opposing teams announcers talking about how atrocious our defense is to the point that you can get anything you want, but then you play this kid for, 5 minutes and you can see that, oh, well, he could stop that from happening. He actually cares.
Yeah. And he's going to play his ass off, too. He's a rookie who's trying to make a name for himself, who requested to go down to the G League to get more time, I mean, I'd like to see him a lot more. I'd like to see him more than I see Pat. Pat had some good rebounds tonight.
The energy that you get out of the kid after the G League showcase, getting on a plane at 4:30 in the morning, riding in the middle seat like a normal folk, and coming to the game.
Right.
Yep. So if that's what you get out of him after his own kind of back-to-back, Billy's got to find a way to squeeze that kid in there, especially with these injuries that we have currently.
Yeah. Well, again, and where are we going to? I mean, and that's the thing here. Are we going to start really trying to string some wins together here at a consistent pace and try to claw your way back to 500 because you're 5 games out of it now at 13 and 18? You still sit, I believe, if I'm not wrong, 11th. Yeah, we still sit at 11th in the Eastern Conference. But I will say the last 2 games in a row have come against people that are in the play-in. So that's good. That's real good. We got that going for us. Yeah, and then we're going to run into a hot fucking well, the Knicks did lose tonight, I believe. But we're going to
lost the Knicks streak. That kind of makes me mad.
They lost to Toronto tonight. So we'll be running into the Knicks next.
Hey, that Vince Carter jersey came through.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it did that, man. It did that. I don't know, Goose, man. Like, I had fun when they were kicking some ass. Don't get me wrong. I want to be honest with everybody. I was having fun. I keep looking at it up and down, bro, and it's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
Come the playoffs, I guess it does come down to who the best player on the floor is more times. A team has the best player. But in the regular season, I'm not comfortable with DeMar fourth quarter stints like that. And it's winning ugly. It really is.
It's a 1983 Soxism right there.
And we need to see them really start playing the way they play to start these games.
Well, they shot 50% from the field tonight, right? But let's go look at the nitty gritty. They barely won the rebounding battle against a team that didn't have Clint Capella. They didn't win the rebounding battle. I apologize. They tied in it. They both had 47 boards apiece. The Bulls shot 43 for 86. They kept, which 50%. They played. Atlanta missed a lot of open shots, which was again surprising. but it seems to keep happening for us. Like Miami last night missing a ton of shots, but Atlanta.
So defensive strategy, Buzz.
Yeah,
Leave
right.
them so wide open that they get nervous.
Exactly. 39 for 91 for Atlanta, 42.9% from the field. They shot 14 of 37 from three, 37.8%. Can you guess what we shot from three, Goose? If you don't have the stats pulled up in front of you, or do you?
God, I usually don't.
I know you don't.
I don't have fun multiple screens.
Sorry.
38%.
We shot 29.2%. Can you guess the volume? We were below our season average. We were below it. We shot 7 for 24 tonight. We hit 7.
I said 23. I was one off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 7 for 24 tonight. 29%. Only hit 7 threes. Again, shit like that's not going to fly. Thank God they did well shooting at 50% from the field. They did get 22 free throws compared to the 16 that Atlanta got, but difference is Atlanta hit all of their free throws. They shot 100% from the free throw line tonight. They went 16 for 16. The Bulls went 17 for 22.
And that's a bad shooting night for us. I'm pretty sure we're top 5 in free throw percent.
Yeah, we're like 83%, I believe, on the season. Yeah, I believe like top 3 or 4.
Surprising.
We turned the ball over 11 times, and Atlanta turned it over 15 times. It was very sloppy at some points for both teams tonight. But the Bulls did take advantage of it. They blew an 18-point lead tonight. And again, on the backs of Zach and DeMar, they came back there and that, and a big shot by P. Will in the fourth quarter. I'll throw that out there. He had a big shot when it was needed. Did he not?
Shot that he did, but I was yelling no the whole damn time.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
But do you think these 2 wins, does this mend anything that was going on for this team?
You know what, dude? Like I said, I don't.
For us, we already spoke our piece.
I've already spoke my piece.
Do you think this changes their morale? Not ours. We know how we feel as fans. Like we're still in the same boat that we were before these two wins. But as a team, they say winning cures all.
If they watch the film, Goose, from the first quarter, I'd say that they'd be very happy with each other. And that's not a joke. You're going to break down the whole game when you're watching film, right? But then when I go into the second half and you look at,
do you chalk that up to tired legs back to back?
No, I know we talked about that yesterday because of the heavy minutes against Miami. But dude, you can't.
I'm just glad that Zach's playing in these back to backs because part of what started our season off rough was the excessive back to backs we had and the lack of Zach.
Well, yeah, sure, but he only missed 2 sets of back to backs, and then he's been doing every one since. I know they haven't been a ton of them, but still, I just. You look at you break down the film of the first quarter, you're like, God damn, boys, that's what we need to do here on out. I know you can't do it. I know things don't work every game. You're going to get adjustments in game. You're going to get adjustments from teams that are watching film on you. So they're going to just, attack you right away. So you're not able to swing the ball around. You're not able to establish Vooch. You're not able to do things that Zach and DeMar were doing in the first quarter. It's all about adapting to that. But Atlanta was not that team that was going to adapt. You just got away from it because you took a huge lead. And then you started playing your turn, my turn bullshit. And I have a hard time with that, man.
You'd think with a big lead that it would be the opposite.
That's what I mean.
Where it's easier to be more free-flowing and try to get other guys involved because you feel like the game's in hand. When it gets close, when it is like the whole entire fourth quarter was, when it's bucket for bucket for bucket for bucket, then you do want the ball in Zach or DeMar's hands more times than not, or using them to create better shots for other people. But a lot of the times that's just not what you see in the fourth. It's all attack out of DeMar. Like once he has the ball, there's no intent to pass. Zach should be the one that's wide open in the corner.
He's pissed off. He's going at the rim every fucking time.
No, you've heard him. He used to play to be able to take the ball home growing up, and he's playing to take the ball home.
Right.
Unfortunately, that just means that not many other people get a chance to earn the right to take the ball.